Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time to do Taroscopes. I'm going to be doing them a little bit differently this month. I've been very busy, gratefully so, meeting all kinds of new clients. It's been a pleasure to get to know you all. Also, a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And to my tried and trues, thank you so much for supporting me all this time. Because I have a little bit of a time squeeze, I'm going to try to do the astrology that I began doing at the beginning of each month for each sign. I'm going to have to do a separate video just on the astrology of the month in that sort of vein where I just talk about the energies, but not specifically. I used to show the charts and do all that stuff. I don't know if I can continue to do that at this time, but I'll see what comes up and what I can get out. I will attempt, but I can't make any promises as it stands now. But I can promise you we're going to look at the cards for Aries. For Aries. And the Aries reading is always a good general reading for everybody because the Aries energy is the start, is the natural zodiac. So it's always a good idea to look at the Aries reading, even if you're not an Aries. I'm going to be using the maybe I can get it to bend the Thoth Deck for Aries this month. I do have a very bendy card here. Hopefully I can ignore it and it's really bendy because then that's the one that always like comes up, right? All right, so I'm going to be doing a reading for Aries. I'm just going to, because it's such a difficult deck to shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to pick the cards out of the deck. 6, 8, 9, and 10. We'll just stick with 10 cards for now. We need more. All right, so I just picked them out from the center of the deck. And let's see. Okay, we start with Dominion, Aries. So I believe it's, Mars and Aries, no less. Dominion. This is about staking your claim. It's about putting your energy out there. And it has to do with the energy that you put out there is the energy that's closest to your authentic self, Aries really is about that. It's about being yourself. And we have Chiron in Aries right now with the North Node in Aries and an eclipse coming up, a full moon, a full moon lunar eclipse with the North Node in Aries and the Sun in Aries, and then the new moon solar eclipse total that's going to go across the country this month. Across in southern Illinois, where it had the eclipse of 2017 had gone across the country. And also making another cross down in Texas connected to, I believe, the October 2023. I think that was the eclipse that went down in the lower part of Texas there. So there's a lot of X's marking the spot with this eclipse. And so it really actually looks like this, right? The X marks the spot. And so this is really about standing in your power and the power of your own light. And the only way your light shines is if you are at one with yourself, your higher self, right? So this is standing in the light of your higher self. The challenge is a sense of futility. There is this overwhelming sense that no matter what you do, nothing ever seems to go right, or nothing ever seems to get accomplished. That is something that you need to move through, pass through. It is true. A lot of things don't come out the way we would like them to. And yet they do come through. And so it's important that you keep your focus despite the fact that it may seem like it's a losing battle, at least initially. We have the Five of Pentacles, which is fine. Well, it's actually, this is the Five of Pentacles, right? Which is worry and feeling like you're at the bottom. But it was, however, right, upside down. But what I would say is, to me, this just indicates that there's, I want to say that worry creates reasons to be worried, right? And so, but it is reasonable to be concerned because not everybody, of course, is in the same place. There is a lot of chaos and some confusion out there. People are scared and people are getting riled up by forces that function is to rile them up. So, hold on one second. So it's not, I dropped the worry card on the floor. Maybe that's a message. Stop worrying. So there are a lot of people out there that are in this paradigm of this is the end of all things and this is it. We're done for, or whatever they're saying out there. But that it's really we're going through a giant shift of energy, and people are going to see that shift in energy within the context of their lives, within the things that they believe, the things that they've been exposed to, the things that they understand about themselves. And so we have no control over how somebody uses this energy. They're going to see it in a way that they're going to see it through. They're seeing it through their eyes, but on some level, we all have to see it through our own eyes, right? That's the point of being within yourself, being lined up with your unique self. There isn't a lot that gets in the way of that, and we become crystal clear channels. In order to bring the light in and the information to the higher planes, because we're feeling this pain, we're feeling this strain, we're feeling the pressure right here on planet Earth. And so the more we become clear within ourselves, the more the communication between heaven and earth is in a way stronger, and we can and what do they say in Star Trek? Resistance is futile. Resistance is futile. In the past, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is a sense of being sort of looking over at your lands, at your at the green earth. But there's always with the discs and the queen and stuff, there's always this sense of first of all, sustenance. It's a question of sustenance with the queens. They sustain the element that they're in. So the Queen of Pentacles sustains the body, sustains the earth, sustains the value of things. What is the value of whatever thing? But it's a thing. It's pentacles. It's resources. It's resourcefulness. The Queen of it. It's interesting. It just struck me that the Queen of Discs is kind of well, it could be Queen Elizabeth, right? But it could also be Princess Catherine, right? They're both earth signs. Well, it's interesting. And I never kind of struck me as that, but that's in the past. So I almost feel like what is in the past is those few people at the top who have all the wealth. That's in the past. That's what this card says to me. And we have the Wheel of Fortune at the top, meaning that things are happening, fortune is happening. I did get it upside down, but the wheel is, depending on your perspective and what side of the wheel you're on, depends whether you think that um, it's um, um, is it good or is it bad? If you're on the downslide, you think it's bad. If you're on the uptick, you think it's good. I think the difference between perhaps a one that's not um, dis ill disposed, right? One that's like this and one that's like this. I'm not sure which one you would see more clearly. I think what I want to say is that, everybody sees it at their own level, but everybody senses the change. People feel the change. In the immediate future, we have success. We have success. So this is a positive card. It is a positive card. How it's seen from the outside is the Ace of Cups. This is love, love. So there's love, domestic situation, working together. This is one of my favorite cards of the Pentacles anyway. The Three of Pentacles. It's this sense of things are running smoothly. Resources are running smoothly. There's good resources here for you, Aries. Hopes and fears, wealth. I don't think you're fearing it, but there's indication of wealth here and hope. So the wealth is in the future. The wealth is in the capacity to aid all beings, to be our brothers and sisters keepers, to raise all boats, to make the world a better place. We have to stop all this crazy destruction because I want your thing, and by the time you can get their thing, there's nothing to be had because you destroy it, right? So the end of that, um, this is mine and that was yours and it's mine now because I'm bigger and better than you. Um, that paradigm is moving out. And these cards kind of indicate that. I feel like what these cards are telling us is that this is it. This is ground zero, so to speak. And now it's time to make a success. Make a success. Stand in your power and make a success. In a way, the hope of the world depends on it. Depends on it. So, um, yeah, do your thing. Do your thing, Aries. Be yourself. Of course, it's really hard not to be yourself when you're an Aries, honestly. I'm not even sure you're capable to be anything but yourself, but that is part of the lesson for all of us. We're all being asked with the North Node in Aries to be like an Aries. And so it's okay, we don't have to always be like an Aries. It might go against your natural tendencies to put yourself out there and say, here I am, love it or lump it, right? But sometimes you have to put on the Aries suit. And we're being asked to put on the Aries suit. Now, I do want to keep keep people keep this awareness out there. Words. That Mars, the planet connected to Aries, is in Pisces. And so is Venus this month. And so, well, at least Mars is in Pisces, I believe, all month. Venus does, I think, change into Aries. But as it stands now, especially at the eclipse on the 8th, the both the North Node and the South Node are being ruled by planets in Pisces. In Pisces. And so Neptune is, in a way, Neptune and Jupiter, if you use that connection to Pisces, are kind of in charge of this. And so there is a dissolution process happening, just things, old systems Old ways of being are dissolving, and in that dissolution is great potential for utilizing that energy that is being sort of dissolved out of these structures, like the structure of perhaps the Republican Party or something like that, where things are sort of being drained out. The swamp is being drained out. Things are being drained out to take the energy and to utilize it for the building of the new world, the better world, the more fair world, um, the less hateful world. Um, the mind divides and the heart unites. It's time for us to get in our hearts. The United States is going through a Chiron return, and the Chiron of the United States is in Aries. And so this is a healing for all of us, and especially for those countries who have these, who might be having a Chiron return, like the United States, with its Chiron in Aries. And it is our fifth one as a country, and the shadow of the United States is a 5. So this is important. We're in an important time. We're in one of those times where we are redirecting um, and perhaps realigning the soul of the United States to a deeper and more sacred place than it ever has been before. So we'll see what happens, right? Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Have yourself a wonderful month. Um, you can like this video. You can subscribe if you're not subscribed. You can share if you like. I do have a Patreon page if you would like to support me in that way. Generally, the patrons get things sooner than YouTube. Usually by now, the patrons have their taroscopes um, before anybody else does. But I think everybody's going to get it at the same time this month. My love and thanks to my Patreon folks for being um, um, patient with me, and I also do personal readings. Of course, I am starting to get busy with those. So if you're interested, the sooner you go, the sooner you can get in. I'm doing appointments now for April. So April is still, there are still appointments available in April. But I suspect as the summer, as the warm weather progresses, I'm going to be spending a little bit more time outside, perhaps doing more videos. And so I may not be doing as many personal readings, but they're there if you need them. So have yourself a great month, and I'll see you again after the eclipses, but before all the exciting things that happen in May happen. Take care, everyone. Namaste.